Okay, YouTube, this is Acid Roots. I've got a review for you, and that is Big Scoob's H.O.G album, which stands for Hand of God. Now, with this album, he released it 5 years in between his Damn Fool album and this one, and even then it wasn't exactly 5 years. It was actually more almost 6 years, 5.5. And the thing is it may not have been as awful because Big Scoob did drop an EP or two, but I just haven't really paid attention to those yet. So really, the thing about those first two albums that he did, Monsterific and Damn Fool, is the fact that they're sleepers. And songs like Salu and All I Know Is Hood and Acadam Fool and a couple other ones, Bet I Don't, these type songs, they're pretty thunderous, and the concentration of what he's doing on the albums, it's good to see that this type of music can be done extremely well, or it can be done pretty well. And so as much as I like it, the only thing was normally out of 18 songs I'd wind up liking like 9 or 10, which is about middle of the road. Now, normally, the difference between when I scored those albums was, the thing for me was that even though these are 9 songs that are liked, they're actually casual songs. So it's not just hardcore fans of Big Scoob that are going to like it. I mean, to say a hardcore fan of Big Scoob is different because not everyone knows who he is, but the thing is if you like Tech N9ne, there's a pretty good chance that you'll wind up liking these songs. So that's the thing to remember there. And I'm trying to think of what else I mean. Yeah, so Monsterific is such a hit just because songs like How We Party and Do 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 and few others, another Tech N9ne song, there's a good 6, 7, 8 songs off that album that can get spins. So there's more meat to the album besides the singles. It was the same thing with Damn Fool. So but really, the thing about this release is it's really choppy, and I don't mean that, I mean that in a pretty bad way, because I only liked a fourth of this album. So out of 15 songs, me liking 3, I guess that would be more of like a fifth of the album rather than a fourth. Or no, I like 4 out of 15. So as far as that we're concerned, this only problem is, well, it's obvious there's not really that many singles that back this project. It just kind of came out. That's really the whole thing about it, is it just kind of came out, and we weren't really able to get that much. Tech N9ne is on here, but I found myself not really paying attention as far as to the rest of the songs on this project, just because they all had some sort of presentation, just the things I wasn't really trying to hear about. And one of the themes of the album was just getting money, and that that being a prominent thing on the album. My life is this, it's just a standard hustle attitude that you thought would have been played out maybe 4 or 5 years ago, or even 7 or 8 years ago, but still kind of is in full swing. And that the fact that most of these songs just deal with either having money or getting money is kind of stale. And the best moments, the afterward effect, as far as like hearing some of the best records. I mean, Big Scoob has been known for his alcohol songs, but really he only does it like one time. And it's just unfortunate. Tech N9ne is on one of the best songs on the album, but with limited Tech N9ne, and I do mean limited, and pretty much limited other members. Cut Calhoun was gone by this point, and there's really no one else still from Tech N9ne's label to show up on here. It's really sparse. I mean, Paul Wall is on here, but it's just not a very good song that he shows up on. E40 is on one of the best songs on here, but we need more underground rappers to collaborate with Big Scoob to kind of air out this record, and it's unfortunate because it just feels cramped, and trying to look for there's a claustrophobic. That's really what it feels like, is it just feels claustrophobic because we're not able to talk about anything that has concepts that deal with Big Scoob being an entertaining person. So that's kind of the problem I have with it. I only get this on 4 songs, and it's just not too much of a fun experience beyond that. So, but the 4 songs, I don't really know if there were singles. It just kind of came out, like I said. So the 4 songs that you need to hear are Bitch Please, Intoxicated, Dump Nigga, and Warrior. So all of these, Bitch Please has E40 on there and Be Legit, who was on Big Scoob's first album. But this is a good song. This is definitely first song you're gonna hear. You need to listen to it. It's definitely an immediate highlight. The next song is Dump Nigga, and that one is yet another one. I mean, these first 2 songs keep the energy and run with it. And yeah, they just have extremely good energy. They sound like something E40 would do, or Tech-9 would do, and Chance more like on Tech-9's collabos. It sounds like a Tech-9 collabos album, which is another thing. So beyond that, Warrior is a late highlight, and that one just kind of came out of nowhere. The hook is really good on there. It was just kind of strange that happened. So all of those 4 songs are great, but unfortunately 4 out of 15 is nowhere near good. So I'm going to give this album a 3 and a 0 social, just because there was no promotion. I don't even think there were videos released, but I'm glad that it came out. So I'm not going to complain that it is Big Scoob, and I'm glad that I got more Big Scoob, but I could have definitely used more songs that I wanted to hear. So yeah, beyond that, can this record be topped? Absolutely. And the future, this just came out in November, so we've got Big Scoob that works for what it's worth. There might be a couple almost songs thrown in there, but the sheer number of cutting loose songs is kept at a minimum, so unfortunately it's not as much of a, jack of all trades like some of his earlier records.